important you have to sound to yourself. And how do you get a good product? Your measurement, your calculations. If your calculations are off, if your measurements are off, you're rushing, you think you need to, just pour it here and pour it there, you end up, having wrong calculations, having a wrong formulation. Before you're done making your product, it has split, and you end up seeing the water and the powders are separated, and you keep on shaking. But you cannot shake out once it splits, that splits, you can't shake it out. And the lecturers, they know, so that they're always looking out for all those little mistakes. So again, your calculations, your measurements. That's why M Square, that's why selling those personal skills came in, because most people are trying to rush and measure stuff like that. So most of the times you end up seeing products rushing just to do, let me just get this done, and end up having wrong products. So if you can afford to, or you can come together as a group of friends, 2-3 people, and buy the personal scale. Now, how does that help you? You're able to, at your own ease, you measure, you mix. Sometimes you may even end up measuring right, your method is wrong, you get a bad product. If you have your own personal scale, you can even go and redo. Why? It's at your convenience. Nobody's rushing, nobody's shifting your paper, nobody's saying please be going. No lecturer is saying when you're holding off the scale. So you're still learning how to measure right now. Or for those of you that are still learning how to, because I know that time for me it was a bit hard getting the small numbers and all that. So you can do it at your own convenience. Now, another thing I'd like to say is your manual. Your manual attendance in PCT carries 20 marks. I mean, that's like an easy 20 marks, at least an easy 15. Fill your manuals, get them graded, attend the practicals. Just do the little you can do and just gather up those scores. Now, for the reports in your exam, you have to write 4 reports, 2 of which you're making products for, and 2 you're just writing the reports for. But those you're making products for, and those you're not making products for, everything has 10 marks across the board. So 10 marks per report, that's 40 marks. Now, not saying your report is not important, but it is not the most important part of the practical exam. So many people will spend the entire 2 hours trying to have a perfect report. Not to say you shouldn't have a perfect report, but you shouldn't spend your entire time simply writing your report. How I like to get my practicals when I was still writing PCT practical, as per now we have finished our PCT practicals, was that once we got into the exam hall for the practical exam, I would start writing my reports, at least for the first 2. Why? When past tries to get settled, people are moving up and down. Nobody's going to the weighing tables yet. I would get in the titles, my prescription table, my calculations of it. And once I see that, people are standing up to start measuring, I go in immediately. Now I go in, I start measuring my stuff, I get my papers, I mix things I need to mix. Now I'm preparing my products, right? So I spend at least, say, 20 to 30 minutes preparing my products. Once I'm done with my products, I'm back to my seat and begin writing my practical. Now, what does that do? If I use my beginning time to start my reports, that's taking a bit of burden off of me. Now I've got to do my product. So my product is done. I'm sure that the product is perfect and that is good enough for a good mark. I now go back and know that if it's 1 hour, if it's 45 minutes, if it's 1 hour, 30 minutes, all the time I have left is just to keep writing. Don't stop writing, don't drop your pen, just keep writing till they say you should stop writing. So now, since I'm done with my product, that's no longer on my mind. Okay, it's the water boiling, is this happen, is that happen, have I measured this? That is off my mind. So however more minutes or hours I have left, it's just strictly for the report. So I can then focus on that. But you see, if you spend all your time writing the reports in the beginning and leave your products for the end, you may end up seeing you have like 10-15 minutes at the end of the practical to do your products. So now you're rushing. And as you're rushing, you're making mistakes with your calculations, you're making mistakes with your measurements, your method is becoming a little bit wonky, and you have no time to correct your product. A reason of doing your product early in practical is that if maybe peradventure or by mistake it comes off wrong, you can then decide, okay, I'm going to take 10-15 minutes more to redo this product. Now, don't be afraid to redo your product. I know that sounds hard, but if you look and you see that your product is not like your mate's product, you should redo it. I know this sounds weird, you're taking 2 hours to do product 2 times. Why should I do that? What I'm saying so is, as I said before, your product is a very important part of your practical. Imagine that 2 products is 40 marks already. So having a good product can get you 35 and a B is a 69. That's already half the mark. If your manual and your attendance is set, that's already 50 something. You're already on your way there. So your reports, even if the little reports were like 20 marks, that's already 7 something. You can even get an easy A ahead compared to, because the thing in reports in PCT is that they look for cancellations. They look for tiny little mistakes. The method was not written on the right page. The label was too big. All those tiny mistakes, and they keep taking your marks out of there. But your product is, once it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. So there's no subjective marking in your product. It's good or it's bad. Compared to your reports where, there's a little bit more of subjectivity. Oh, just give her 8, but not give her So, that's what I like to say. Then, moving on, another thing I'd like to focus on is mistakes to avoid. Let me take some questions first on what I've said before. If you don't understand anything I've said, if there's something that you want me to clarify, usually any sort of things that you like me to talk more on, or anything you like me to clarify for you, you can on your mic and just ask.
Good evening, ma. I have a question. So concerning filling the practical report, you said that there's a wrong page to write method. I thought that in our PCT manual, just the exact replica of that is what we'll see in the exam. So there will be a title that you have method and a space for it. It's not like that.
Okay, yes, very good question. Now, for your practical exam, you'll be given an answer sheet. If you have written theory in your first semester, so that answer sheet that is a booklet, right? So when you open the booklet, most times I really skip that first page. Because when you open the booklet, the cover paper has no lines, and then you have your first page on the right? So what you're supposed to do is you're going to turn to the second page. Now you have a flat sheet across the left and right that has lines on both sides. Now there's no one is going to give you where the method should be, but you're expected to replicate your manual in that answer sheet, meaning that when you turn over the first page, your title should go across the 2 pages. Then you come down, RX, 500 mil or whatever your RX in. Then your prescription table is drawn by you. Under that, your calculation. Then on the right-hand side, you have your method and you have your label. If you have any more calculations that do not fit in the first left page, you turn over and write the calculations there. You get. So after you've written your first report like that, you most times what they advise you to do is that you should try to make your reports fit in that whole page, like left and right, so that you don't, because you're writing 4 reports, and I'm always going to give you extra sheets in the home, so mind your handwriting, mind your spacing. But you're expected that you write across your 2 pages. So your title goes from left to right. On the left, you have your prescription table calculation. On the right, you have your method and you have your label. Now, for products, for the report you're making the product, you don't need to write label in your answer booklet. But for the other 2 that you are not making the product, you write your label as you should have been if you made the product. I hope you understand it.
Thank you, ma. Just to be clear, the one we are making on that day, we're not making the label in the answer sheet.
No, the only that we are on the product itself.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Any other questions?
Yes, we have a question.
Answer.
Okay, please. I asked the senior colleague, and he told me that the best thing to do was we're meant to write down our method before preparing our products, because it's from our method we know how to prepare our products. So in the case whereby you prepare your product without looking at the method, you could mistakenly pick an ingredient from a wrong list and add to your list. So I don't know, what's your take on that?
Of course you can do that, because technically you know that you're writing across the full sheet, right? So your method is also starting your right-hand page. I say that what I usually do during my practicals is that I start writing my reports first before going to make my product. So you can decide that, the small reports you write for going to make your product will be, you can write out your title, write out your prescription table, do the necessary calculations. It must not be your booklet, right? Because you don't want to make mistakes. You can maybe turn your photograph to the back side. Not that you do it a pencil. I write down my evidence, the calculations roughly, have ease of writing anyhow I want to write. Then my method, I like to summarize it like, let's say, student like carbonate plus so that it's easier for my brain to keep the method in one place. So you write down your method in short form of how you learn it. And then you begin to make your products. But I'm saying this is because if you are rushing to write your report, you will make mistakes. And PCT, correction fluid, cancellation, all those things should be avoided. So if you're someone that is not steady with your pen, or you're someone that's making some mistakes,
Prosper, please mute your mic.
But if you're not steady enough and you can trust yourself to write well without you can do so. You understand it?
Yes, I understand. Thank you.
Any other question? Okay, so if no more questions, let's go to something I'd like to talk about as we're coming to mistakes to avoid during the exam. Just to recap on what I've said before, spending too much time writing your reports, because I've seen it happen, even in my class too, when we were studying practical. Some people would, in the rush of, I want to write fast and, fill my book, because, we're used to theory, I want to write everything, and you spend all your time writing and forget to make your product. Not measuring well, I've said it before. Your product should be good. There's no shaking here. You will shake out if your product splits or if your product is not good. So don't give yourself the opportunity or give the devil a chance to have his way with your product. So measure well, measure accurately, mix as you're meant to mix. If you're meant to eat, you eat. Anything that the method that they've given you. If some people have had bad products during the practical themselves, if you're someone that your product did not come together during the practical, don't fear. Just meet your mates that their own usually come out well. Ask them what are they, maybe try listening to how they made it. Little, maybe they didn't hit it as long, or maybe they mixed it like this, or they mixed it like that. They did this, they did that. Those little tricks or tips they have to help your own come out better. Then another thing I like to say is counseling. I know you may be tempted, but do not do that. So if the error is not too much, like maybe a mistake with the figure or a mistake with the wording, just ignore it. Why am I saying so? Most times lecturers don't read your work word for word. So if the mistake is not too noticeable, they will not notice it too. But when you cancel or you want to use correction fluid to hide it, then you not draw attention to that spot. I know PCT they don't like cancellation. But I've had a time where I had to tear out a page of my report and write it again because I had such a big error, and I knew that if I had left it there, they would have probably cut my mouth because it was so bad like that. But I'm not asking you to do that though, just saying that you should be careful not to make so big mistakes. Then wrong calculations again, take your time, take it easy. Most times, although very rare, they can change some figures. I remember a time, I'm not sure about our 200 level, but they gave us a different final volume in our prescription table. During the practical, we got to 1,000 mil, and then we converted it to 250. But during the exam, we got like 975, which was confusing because people were like, "Is this an error? Is this a mistake?" Some people use 1,000, some people use 975. No, that time, but it's still chilled. You think you have to have the sun so long, so you're taking your time. Just keep moving as though you don't have time, so that you can be done on time and review your work, review your products. Better to have excess time than to not have enough time. Then if you are confused in the hall, PCT practical, as all practicals are a little bit easier to ask questions, especially with your neighbors. Not advising you to go and do my practice, but doing practical, when you're collecting materials, you can get some clearance. As one, should I say, one perk of a practical exam is that as strict as they are, they still interaction with your students. So you can take that opportunity and clarify anything you're not sure about to your friends that you know what they are doing. What am I saying? So you have to have asked in the exam hall, not to ask outside. So if you're not sure, don't be ashamed. Meet your friends, meet your classmates, inquire. Okay, what's going on? How are you guys doing this? How did you get your product to be this good? Sometimes everybody's product will be bad. It's not be as though it's the bad product the norm. Don't say because other people's own are bad, I should let my own be bad. Look for the person that their own is good. Ask questions. How did you boil it? How did you melt it? How did you do this? How did you mix it? You get. Then on that is your labels on your products should be clean. They should be neat. Is your red lines. The part that should be red should be red. The part that should be blue should be blue. Should be cut. The edge should be crisp. It should not cover more than 2/3 of your bottle. That should not cover everything. Let the product be showing in front. That's a very big thing that people usually forget. Your handwriting should be neat, especially on the product, the label product. So those little things. Like an exam is easy. The people that fail it is not because they don't know PCT, it's because they don't understand how to answer or how to go about the practical. So don't let yourself be one of those people that fall into traps. One thing we say, Shirley and senior colleagues, is that failing practical might be one credit load, but the stress is more than it's failing a theory course, because you'd have to go to the practical again. You'd have to, and your new class practical is mixing. The stress is just immense. One credit course, and get it over with. Get your A, get your B, and just be done with it.
I don't know if you are still with us.
Yes, I'm still with you. Just okay. I'm not sure we have any 300 level students here, so
they are here.
If you want to go,
300 level students are here, please. Yes, I can see few of them.
Okay, for the few 300 level students that we have, you guys will make a lot of emulsions and creams, and those are the trying times for us, because you can do everything right and your cream will crack. Your emulsion will not mix. You will turn, you will melt, it will not agree. You will be fighting principalities. Your product came together during your. That's a very big, boost for you, meaning that you should just keep or engage in your mind what they look out for those things. Products are not mixing well, cracked emulsion, cracked suspensions, And then for the 300 level class, unlike those in 200, you will have to know the name of your preparation off head. They will give you your prescription table, but you would have to know what preparation you are making. They will. You have to know, okay, this aqueous cream base goes with has this and this and that. Emulsion base 1 has this and that. Emulsion base 2 has this and that. Because they all look alike. From what I remember, they all look alike. The ingredients are similar. Usually a difference of 1 or 2 ingredients. So if you are not conscious of what exactly is contained in, you will go and put the wrong title. I almost fell victim to that. I had already written the wrong title. I was confused, but I was just let me just write. But after a while, I had to ask my classmates, I don't know exactly, I'm not sure if it's this. Some people said that I'm not sure. Someone even gave me wrong answer, but end of the day, we finally arrived at what it really was. So, that's a big issue with 200 level practical. You have to know the name of the preparation you are making. So, you have to start reading on time. Compared to those in 200 level where they give you the name and they give you the prescription table. So, your issue is mainly with calculations and method. For those in 300 level, you have to know the name of the preparation. You have to know, okay, this preparation has these ingredients and then you have to know your method and your calculations as well. So don't use that same mind of okay, that was how it was then, to read for your 200 level PCT practical. If you have the carryovers, reading it together will be confusing. So take out different days to read your carryover 200 level and read your 200 level PCT practical. Because the methods, again, PCT has quite similar methods, melting this, mixing that. So you don't want to have it all confused in your head because you are rushing or because you are writing an exam. Because then you go into the hall and you are confused on what you really need to know. So does anybody have any question or any confusions? Anything you want to highlight? I'm happy to hear them now.
Alright, so if you have a question, so quickly signify by raising up your hand. By the way, 2 people have been raising up their hands since. Bukola, I think your hands have been up since, and Blessing Ngozi, your hands have been up since. Do you have a question for us? Okay, Kay, please can you come up with your question?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, ma.
Yes, good evening.
Okay, after K, Favor, you come in. That's a so.
The question is for 300 level. For 300 level PCT, we have quite a lot of products to memorize. So it's really a lot. So is there any advice that
So the advice is, I know it may sound so cliche, but you have to learn it. But one thing I will say is that your practicals will mainly come from your later schedules compared to your earlier schedules. I think you started your practical classes since first semester. A lot of them were preparatory and more, you were still doing stuff in bottles then. But most of your exam schedules will come from the ones that are creams and emotions that you did in the later, like most of the second semester. While you will still read those first ones, put your focus on the emotions and the creams and all those things, because that's the one you will make. That's the one you will make in the hall, regardless of what they will ask you for your report. So one thing I would say is that not to allow people to do wrong things, but one thing that I know my friends did was that those people in my group, when they had shared the groups, we kind of got together and we tried to, each person tried to share it so that everybody will carry a name and the ingredient list in their own head, at least 3 or 4 per person. So if you're close to your group members when they share it, you can, come together and say, okay, you learn this, learn that, learn this, learn that, so that when you go to the exam hall, even if all of you are confused, there'll be at least one person that has an idea on what the name is. Because at the end of the day, you can't really cram everything. The best you can do is just read on time. Some of them have similar, like the emotions, like emotion base 1, base 2, base 3, have similar compositions, but slightly different. You can learn those ones. You can learn I think there's an Aquarius base preparation that time. So you can just learn your creams a lot, because you will make those ones for sure. And then if you can share them off with your group members, that helps too. But just taking the extra time, knowing that okay, this is more than it was in your 2 level, that just really helps. The awareness of it's hard, or no, it's not that it's hard, so that it's harder compared to 2 level is definitely something that pushes you to putting that time and effort to read it, and to even when you're just when you're just chilling, you're just lying down, just open the manual, be skipping through it. That you don't know, sometimes you just grab this information at those times where you think that nothing is entering. It's a bit as though I'm not really reading, but even when you enter the hall, you see that I saw this particular ingredient is only in this particular ingredient is only in that, so that's now jogging your memory. Like I said, just leaning on each other in the exam hall. When you're in the lab and you're not sure, ask, confirm. Even if you are sure that you're not really, your mind is not 100%, confirm with those around you. aspect. It's not only one head we have. Mass school, a lot of it is like leaning on each other, helping each other to pass through. Because end of the day, most of the things that we have to learn here, it seems as though they think we have two heads or we are superhuman sometimes, but we are not. So the least we can do is just help each other out and just put in our best effort at the same time. Get?
Yes, thank you very much.
All right, Favor, that's Esusa, right? You can come up with your question.
Hi, good evening. So I don't know if you guys are the right people to ask, but I wanted to ask anyways. We were told to buy one porcelain dish. Would we be giving the second one from the lab attendant, or we need to buy two?
For the porcelain dish, you can buy one, but then yes, they usually give everybody one. Then the second one is, I don't know if you're at 3 level, but I think it's 3 level that you need 2 porcelain dish for the preparation of things, because sometimes you are boiling water in one and heating oil in one. They'll be like mixed at the same temperature, and you'll be like, but how do I get to the same temperature? Yeah, but yeah, you just buy one and they will give you one, so you don't need to worry about that. Usually you get the complete set of apparatus that day: your mortar, your paste, one porcelain dish, measuring cylinder, everything you will need, yeah. Unless maybe you are SS in your class, and then, but no, usually you get everything you need for the practical. So you will get one porcelain dish, then you buy one, so it makes your life easier and makes your product making faster.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay, Bukola, your hands have been up since. Do you have a question for us, please?
Okay. Yes, good evening, sir. Good evening, Ms. Ebony. I just wanted to ask, are they going to give us the list of, how do I put it now? Are they going to give us the amount to weigh and what to weigh? Or they're not going to give us, I don't know how to say it, but are they going to give us the amount to weigh? Then we are now to guess the heading. Or I don't know if you understand.
Okay, what level are you, please? What level are you?
200.
Okay.
200.
Okay, for the 200 level class, there's no need to worry. You'll be given the title, it will be in the question, you'll be given the ingredients, and you'll be given the amount. Just like how it is. I don't know if you have your small PCT manual guide, how it is there with, say, for example, sodium bicarbonate, 50 grams, whatever, and then the list of everything in how many grams total. So you would then have to calculate, okay, those there to say RX 500 milligrams. So then you then do the equivalent calculation. But you'll be given both the title and the prescription and everything and the amount. So you don't need to cram. You don't need to cram anything. All you just need to know is the method. The method is the most important part for you guys. That's the only thing you need to know offhand. And the method has a particular sequence. So you have to know what is being added when and where. That's just the thing you have to learn for 200 level. It is only for 300 level that you have to learn the title. Because in 300 level, they don't give you the title. They only give you the prescription table and the amount. You have to know, okay, this ingredient they're giving me, what product does it make? But if you're in 200, don't worry about that. You'll be given the title, you'll be given your list of ingredients, you'll be given your amount. So all you need to learn is your method. I hope you understand there.
And thank you so much, Ebony.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yeah, and also to add to that, I know that she has been saying learn your method. Learn how to do your calculation, please. I know that we are used to copy and paste in this pharmacy. Like me, I did a lot of copy and paste, but one thing that actually helped me was that I am very fast at picking up calculations. Like 300 level, apart from normal, if so give you so, there are still some tricky calculations that you have to do to get some value. There are some densities you have to cram, I think, for the 300 level class. Make sure that those densities of paraffin oil or whatever, learn them and cram them. Learn exactly how to relate them to volume, because sometimes you'll be given in gram and you're expected to convert to volume. Know how to do that. It's very important. And then for the 200 level class, you don't have to bother yourself about that. You're not cramming that, but learn how to convert. Know that most of your products you are preparing 25 centimeter. Shey you get? So that's 25 mil. So if so is found in 1000 mil, so is found in 25 mil, that's the calculation you are going to do. So the question you ask about, okay, are they going to give you the amount to use? They are going to give you, it's not amount to use that they will give you. Let me clarify that. They are going to give you amount given. So there's amount given and amount used. So you'll be given amount given and then you calculate for amount used under your calculation. Is it clear?
It's very clear, sir. Thank you.
All right. Any other question, please? Our time is fast spent. I still have a little thing I wanted to say though. I've sent the file to the PCT orientation group. If you don't have it or if you are not on the group, you can as well ask anybody. Ask on your class group, somebody that is on the group to forward it to you. Is going to forward it. I think for the both class, up to like 50% of your class are on that group. So at least one of your friends is going to have it. All right. Okay.
Okay, so if you have any questions, I know there's definitely going to be more confusion as you keep reading. Most times when you are done, when you are reading, you'll be like, I don't really understand, or I don't really get how are we supposed to relate this. You know, the thing with maths is that it's always hard. When I was in student level, it was hard. When I was in student level, it was hard. Now in student level, it is hard. Those in final year, it is still hard for them. So, you know, I'm not even going to tell you, it's not hard enough or whatever. When I was in that class, it was very hard for me. So, you know, just putting your best forward, so put your best leg forward, just do the needful read. You can't pass maths without reading. Even the practical courses, as little as the one credit load, it means so much. It can be the difference between a probation and a carryover, just regular carryover. So, you know, putting your best effort. Don't ever think any course is too little. Even PCT is not too little, you get. So, as a doing your timetable now, you are doing your biochemistry, anatomy, put your PCT there too, so you don't have any issue. You're putting your PCO, you're like, oh, let me keep this one. Don't keep it, just add it there. Even if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes a day, you are looking at your report, you're passing, you're reading the storybook. Just doing the best you can. I know it's a little sometimes it's overwhelming. You're tired. You don't have strength again. It's not to be like anyhow. Just keep pushing, sharp. Effort generally shows. You know, if you put in the effort, put in the work, then your results, you see it in your knowledge base, your results. Those things show. So don't think that the effort is for nothing. If you have any more questions, you can always reach out to me. I hope I'll make the chance to reply. Just, you know, I hope that you guys have a good PCT practical. Hope these tips really help you. I want you to come and be like, thank God I did like this, thank God I did like that. So thank God I said it like this. So this one really helped me. And that's my wish for you all.
All right. Yeah, all right. Sorry, somebody was trying to call me. That's why it took me a little time. Thank you so much for joining. In a final note, I will say PCT practical is easy. In summary, in all you do, have a product for your practical. I don't know, I'm not supposed to say this, but I'll say it. There was a particular practical that I did. I could not make my second product. My dear, in all you do, have a product. I just look at all the measurement. I was not having the time to start measuring everything like accurately, but I know exactly that you add this one first. You know what I did? I just went, okay, I'm adding this. I just pack, use my eye gauge to gauge it and pour inside. Pack, use my eye gauge to gauge it, pour inside. Check it very well. And after everything, thank God it came out well. I submitted, I passed. In all you do, what I'm trying to say is have a product, because your product alone that's before you enter the exam hall. Your practical and your manual is 20 marks, and have at least 15 marks. If you attend the practical very well and they mark your manual, you should have at least 15. That's 15 already. It's not hard to pass it. It means that you are entering the exam hall looking for nothing less than 50. If you're able to have 50, you have a B already. If you're able to have 60, you have an A already. So it simply means that if you have all your products complete, your 2 products, you have 30 for example, or 35. 35 plus 15, you're already going already. That's like you've gotten 50 on the dot. And then your report is 40 marks for the 4 of them. And for you to prepare your 2 products means you've already written 2 reports. That's like 20 marks. You've passed already. There are some persons that will write 4 reports and no products, or 1 product is missing. My dear, you may fail. But if you have your 2 products and your first 2 reports, even if you are not able to complete your last 2 reports, there's every probability that you are going to pass. I've seen people like that who were not able to, they were crying. Result came out and they passed. Like how? But in all you do, make sure you manage your time properly, and God will help you through in Jesus' name. Like she said, if you have any question, you can always reach out to us, and you can always reach out to her as well, either herself or myself. Thank you so much for joining. So if you enjoyed this class, or if you enjoyed this little orientation, please can you signify by probably dropping an emoji or whatever. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Who is going to lead us in closing prayer now? All right. I want us to have a little experience from somewhere else. I don't know if this person is still on the call now. I don't know. Okay, Miss Pamela from Unijos. I want us to kind of have a little experience from Unijos. How do they do their PCT practical? PCT is pharmaceutics. That's pharmaceutics and pharmaceutical technology. So how do you guys do your pharmaceutics in Unijos? Miss Pamela, please, if you can give us the honor of hearing from you guys over there.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
Okay, your mic is mute.
Okay, can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Good evening, good evening. Okay, so my name is Pamela David, and I'm the editor-in-chief at Unijos. It's so good to be here, and I was listening to so many of the tips, and I was just smiling. In my school, we do PCT in 300 and 400 levels, so I'm still doing PCT, so I can relate to everything that is happening, and it's the same thing. I think the rules are the same, the procedures are the same, and everything. Because I recall that in my 300 level first semester, I missed the first class for PCT. That's dispensing. I was at home. I didn't go to school. And so they gave them all the tips and tricks. That was the lecture, and I didn't work like, what is there? Not like PCT. You just have not to do it. I now went to go and do practice. I came. After the practical, I saw 0. I said, hey, shit. If the thing that made me not to attend this class is what is going to. We now the second one. I saw 0. I said, hey, this thing is becoming serious. So I think I had 3 or 4 zeros that time. But then after everything, with time, I was able to understand it. And I feel my period dispensing practical was one of the easiest and, where I say, simplest practical. But even though there was much pressure before the practical exams, but during the exams, we had the opportunity, like, even now, when you want to go and measure what are you now, you and your friend will do IC now. Let's do the same thing. So now that you are free, now, how far was your calculation? Like that was the same reach. Then later, I say, okay, that calculation, what was it to get? So you can actually talk, but you just have to be smart about it. And I feel there's no one shoe fits all method for dispensing. Some people do their products before they report, some do it after. It just depends on how smart you are and how well you can manage your time. Because I know a classmate of mine that cannot do the product after reporting. He'll be too tense. So he does it when everybody's writing, he has enough space. So that's how he is. Little things make him so pressurized. So he does it all before. But for some of us, we have to make sure our books are in before we want to go and make the product. So you just have to also understand yourself and the method that works for you. And then that point of not starting on the
first speech for the exam. So I think that was one thing that affected me last time, because I forgot, instead of turning over to start on the second, we just on the first speech. But well, we have to take notes of that. But everything else is the same, and I wish you all the best in your exam. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Pamela. So pharmacy is the same worldwide. Wow. All right. Let us pray quickly. Father, we thank you for this orientation. We thank you for the knowledge that you've impacted us. We ask that you give us the wisdom to go about our books this season and this month in the name of Jesus. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Amen. Thank you so much for joining once more. I want to see those of you in 200 level, in 300 level smiling, and those of you in 300 level, I want to see in 400 level smiling. Make sure you clear all your papers. No chop rice, forget book. Oh. Good night, everyone.
Chop your last rice now. After this time is exam period. No more rice to chop. So eat as much as you can now. From Monday, Tuesday now, school will start. Everything is over. So, sleep well this night, sleep well tomorrow, and, just get your mindset in that for exam so that you're ready and you're prepared for that time. You all take care and good luck in your exams. Bye.